Shall we start? No, testing. So, imagine a ship without a cruise. It's not gonna sail. Imagine a ship with cruise, but not the captain. It's not going to sail to any destination. So, once again, good morning. Yeah, Micfs fans. That's Micfs. The name come up. So our code is dare to lose before dare to win. How are we going to say that? We start to learn this, catch up this within, I think, half a year, not even 6 months. So we try to fight with our strong team, like Kokobab, Jarman, they are from our campus. So we've been through the suffer time where we're going pressure and pressure. We can't win even some sales, some deals, or anything. So we lose very, very pity. So that's why our code is dare to lose before we dare to win. Now we're going to present our strategy, and I will pass to my team member to in detailsly to talk about our strategy.
So in the beginning, most of our starting capital will be mainly invested in retail, because retail, in order to build a steady foundation to further use our production on later. For the procurement, we mostly purchase finished goods for the retail, and as for production, buy raw materials. We chose to focus in the retail in the early stage because it earns the most. And we use the blanket purchase at the beginning because we need to have safety stock to prevent the later demand fluctuations. And we also control the price to control our units so that we don't have stock out, as shown in the diagram. And as for the marketing, we invest on all the channels. When we found out that some channels will increase a lot of sales, we will invest more on that channel. And for the forecast, we often check it to prepare ourselves for the upcoming holidays. And I'll pass it to my other group member.
Now I'll talk about the B2B, how our team work on the B2B. First of all, we will decide what product we target, and we will do the production, and we will select the quality of the production to minimum the lack of B2B shipment for penalty, or and take care the margin profit. So this is a B2B. Okay, I will pass to my procurement to production.
Okay. In with production, we start to do our production when we have extra cash on hand, about 1.5 million, and we keep on using the budget to expand our production when the retail is stable, and we keep on utilizing the machine with future purchase. And we support our production. We support B2B with only our production. And the MRP, we have two conditions to use our MRP. The first is if our production cannot keep up the B2B orders, we use the MRP to cover it up. And the next is we close down our business before 20 days. We use the MRP to complete the B2B order. And
so I'm in charge of the human resource department. We have learned that the talented workforce are more valuable, and if we found out that any of our employees have issue, we will bring them for counseling. And after we hire a new one, their competency will mostly be low, and we will send them through training to max out it to 100%. And we also found out that transferring our own employees is better than hiring a new one. They tend to stay longer, and the plant, for example, the plant employee is like 4%. We mostly will maintain it at 4 or maybe at 5 to ensure that they work. Because when you have a lower plant employee, they tend to get complaints more. And for a service, we won't bid to a bit more than their operating expenses, but we bid close to the maximum willing to pay. So it can increase our profit margin, and we make sure the one we bid is minimum bidder one, so we don't have to waste up the employee in case when the minimum bidder is 2 and no one bid. And we won't bid on the day need. So for example, the bid is they need the employee by day 90. So we bid on day 87 or up to 88 at most. And employee with issue, we won't use them because even after as a successful you bid them, they tend to run away also. So there's no point. And not overuse an individual employees.
So, as you can see, our presentation is more like part to part. But in this monsoon scene, the most important thing is not how you handle your department well. It's how the coordination between department and department, between this player and this player. Am I right? So, in our team, there are some players that are more aggressive. They can beat a lot of B2B deals in like 1 day or 2 days. They can get a lot. But if our production couldn't supply it, we play safe. So how can it become a successful business? So we try to communicate, we try to put a most conservative person with the most aggressive person to find the middle point. So when the outcome is we try to supply, we try to bid how many we can supply so that we won't get penalty. So, and as a middleman, we're trying to control the cash flow. For example, we communicate retail, how much you need, and B2B, how much you need. Please give, I will see which priority should give them first. So in this way, this business can sustain more and longer. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Judges, it is time for your questions.
Hi team, overall a solid effort from all of you. I noticed that your company, your team actually does not have any expenses for the warehouse. So can you please tell us why your team chose not to have stocks or materials stocked up in a warehouse?
So the question is why we don't have any safety stock in our warehouse, is it?
That's right.
So we would like to discuss to give a fast answer and conclusion answer. Okay, as conclusion for us, the reason we don't have safety stock in our warehouse is it? So, few reasons, it depends on the game. Okay, if you have extra cash, it's okay to keep into the warehouse, right? But if we don't have extra cash, we couldn't. Our priority will give to retail to do small business first. When the small business gain up bigger, grow out a snowball, grow out a bigger capital, then only we can supply to our B2B, bigger demand, bigger supply. So if we think our company is not as stable, we're going to put our priority at the retail first. So that's why our warehouse is kind of always like empty or something like that.
Okay, team, very detailed and very thought through presentation. I think you have a detailed breakdown of the strategy at at a level which is quite in depth. I like that it's not just the overall strategy, but each of you have gone into details, which is nice. So I see that you again focused on retail. That's, in fact, your retail sales seems to be quite high, and your gross profit as well is quite healthy. Okay, but when I look at your expenses, a couple of items striking to be quite high. One is marketing, the other one is rental. Any particular reason, apart from the warehouse point which was picked up earlier, which is 0? So any particular reason why your marketing and rental, you spend so much money on that?
So because marketing, you push the unit sold, and because I try my play style is I try to get the most from each product. So the cost of goods sold is very high, so I try to increase the price of each product sold, and by increasing the marketing expenses, I can sell more, so I can earn more. And then because I need to save some safety stock in order to deal with the demand fluctuations, so I save quite a lot of safety stock. That's why we use a lot of vendor.
Not only that, like in this limited market share, everyone is trying to gain a share of this market. So if we like thinking that time, if we can gain a larger market share, it could be a problem for other companies. If we can survive through this wave, that means we still can go longer than other companies.
So what's the market share improvement you've seen with the spend?
If I recall correctly, at first we started out at 11% for sales and units sold. After the mass amount of investment in marketing, it increased to 12.7 for the units sold and 14.7 for the sales.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done on the sales. You definitely hit the spot on the strategy there. I've brought my question, technically speaking. So I just wondered, like, did you guys face or feel like there was any crisis over your time after game?
Okay, we have few things I will highlight in our crisis. Firstly, I sure everyone think face the delinquent. Yes, right. So delinquent is, in our terms, is called the money stuck already, cannot press. So I believe this is a big crisis to us. But then we try to calm ourselves down. Just because the finance tells us delinquent can be maxed up to 30, only we will go bankrupt. So how much delinquent we're going to face and how much we can handle, we can take in. So if our ability to regain the profit can help us survive even under delinquent, it means we don't need to loan first. Okay. In such way, we try to minimize our expenses and try to solve the problem without the help of third party, that means the loan. Okay, I believe this is one of the biggest crises for everything. Another one is demand, retail demand. As our team style, we are going to put our priority in retail. But what if the retail facing a low demand, right? So we try when the demand is low, that means our product couldn't sell. But one thing we bear in mind is when our product can't be sold, how about other company? Other companies face the same problem also. So when the demand increase, who have the most bullet, who's win? So we keep the bullet, we keep the stock, we control our price, control our warehouse, control our space, in order to make a pretty comeback when the demand increase back. So this is our strategy when we're facing low demand and crisis still grow. So I hope I have highlighted a few things. So from us,
Just one question. I'm just looking at your balance sheet. This long-term liabilities, it seems to be quite big. What are those liabilities? Okay, just to give you the numbers for you to to be aware. So your current assets was like about total current assets 43 million. Your liabilities, long-term liabilities is 32 million. So seems to be really high when compared with some of your other competitors.
Basically, the question would be to simplify it: why are you holding so much cash? Yeah. So for the staff purpose.
I believe this is one of our strategy. I can only tell that's one of our strategy. You know soon.
So yeah, it goes longer. Fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we've been through games like couldn't make a chance or something like that. So this is our strategy.
Okay, good. Thank you.
So thank you.